Atahualpa, the last divine emperor of the Inca, had just won a brutal civil war to claim rule over a vast empire. His victory was met by the arrival of Spanish conquistadors, whom he disastrously underestimated. Lured into a trap by Francisco Pizarro, he was taken hostage. Atahualpa commanded a legendary ransom of gold be paid for his release, but the conquistadors took the treasure and executed him anyway, shattering the Inca world forever. Eugenie de Montijo. Born into Spanish nobility, Eugenie captivated Europe and became its last great empress as the wife of France's Napoleon III. She was a powerful trendsetter whose impeccable taste in fashion and jewelry was copied across the world. More than just a style icon, Eugenie was a shrewd political figure, serving as regent in her husband's absence. After the empire collapsed, she endured a tragic and lengthy exile, forever a symbol of lost imperial glamour. Maximilian I, an Austrian Habsburg archduke, was the tragic, short-lived emperor of Mexico. Installed by France, this liberal idealist was trapped between his conservative Mexican supporters and the Republican opposition that rejected him. When his French military backing vanished, his empire crumbled. Refusing to abandon his post, he was captured by Republican forces. His execution by firing squad sealed his legacy as a well-intentioned monarch, doomed by a clash of empires and ideals. Charlotte of Belgium. Princess Charlotte was an ambitious royal who left Europe to become the Empress of Mexico. Her and her husband Maximilian's French-backed empire was built on unstable ground. As it began to crumble, Charlotte made a desperate journey back to Europe to plead for aid, but the mission failed and the immense stress shattered her mind. While her husband faced a firing squad in Mexico, Charlotte lived for decades secluded in a castle, forever believing she was the reigning empress. Farinelli, born Carlo Braschi, the legendary castrato singer, was a European superstar whose voice possessed a near supernatural beauty and power. At the absolute peak of his fame, he retired from the public stage to sing exclusively for Spain's King Philip V, using his voice to soothe the monarch's crippling depression. For years, Farinelli was not just a private musician, but also a powerful political figure, living a strange and poignant life of sublime talent and immense personal sacrifice. Anna of Russia, the niece of Peter the Great, ruled as Empress of the Russian Empire. Her reign, known as the Beronovshchina, was dominated by her powerful German favorite, Ernst Biron, creating a climate of fear and political intrigue. A ruler of stark contrasts, Anna was a passionate and skilled hunter. While her court was famous for its bizarre and costly extravagances, like the legendary Ice Palace, her autocratic rule is remembered as a dark and oppressive chapter in the history of the empire. Leopold I, the Habsburg Holy Roman Emperor, ruled through an age of constant warfare. His reign was defined by a two-front struggle against his greatest rivals, the Ottoman Empire and France's king, Louis XIV. He famously defended Vienna from an Ottoman siege and fought relentlessly to check French expansion. While also a devout patron of music, his legacy is that of a tenacious defender who secured the future of the Habsburg dynasty against overwhelming threats. Mary, Queen of Scots, was a Catholic monarch whose life was a dramatic tragedy. Crowned as an infant, her powerful claim to the English throne made her the lifelong rival of her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I. Her own turbulent reign in Scotland collapsed amid scandal and rebellion, forcing her to flee south for protection. Instead of sanctuary, she found imprisonment. Seen as a constant threat to the Protestant crown, she was executed after years of confinement, becoming one of history's most romantic and tragic figures. Butch Cassidy, born Robert Parker, was the charismatic leader of the infamous Wild Bunch gang. An outlaw known for his clever train and bank robberies, he gained fame for his strong aversion to violence, earning him a folk hero reputation. Relentlessly pursued by lawmen, he and his famous partner, the Sundance Kid, fled to South America to escape capture. His ultimate fate remains a mystery, cementing his status as a legendary gentleman bandit of the American West. Catherine de' Medici, an Italian noblewoman, was the formidable Queen Mother of France, ruling through her 3 sons during the violent wars of religion. A ruthless political pragmatist, she fought to preserve the monarchy at any cost, earning a dark reputation. She is infamously linked to the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre, a brutal stain on her legacy. Despite this, she was also a great patron of the arts, forever remembered as a complex figure of both culture and cruelty. Magdalena Sibylla, a German princess by birth, became the Electress of Saxony. Alongside her husband, she presided over a court of legendary Baroque splendor in the city of Dresden. A passionate patron of the arts, her focus was on establishing grand Italian opera and lavish musical festivals. While not a political figure, her legacy was transforming Dresden through immense cultural spending, forever cementing its reputation as the magnificent Florence on the Elbe. Louis II, the good Duke of Bourbon, was a French prince and a key commander during the 100 Years' War. After years spent as a hostage in England, he returned to dedicate his life to defending France. He is most remembered for his later role as the devoted guardian of the mentally ill King Charles VI, trying to hold the kingdom together. Known for his piety and unwavering loyalty, he stood as a rare symbol of chivalry in a brutal age. Henrietta Maria of France. Henrietta Maria, a French princess, was the controversial Queen of England, Scotland, and Ireland as the wife of King Charles I. A devout Catholic in a fiercely Protestant nation, her faith made her a constant target of political suspicion. Politically active and fiercely loyal to her husband, she sought foreign aid for his royalist cause, which helped ignite the English Civil War. Seen by Parliament as a dangerous meddler, she remains a pivotal figure in the downfall of the English monarchy. Emperor Gaozu, born Li Yuan, was the founder and first emperor of China's brilliant Tang dynasty. Originally a governor for the collapsing Sui dynasty, he was spurred into rebellion by his ambitious son, Li Shimin. Together, they conquered the capital and began the long process of reunifying a fractured China. Gaozu's reign, however, was cut short when a violent power struggle between his sons forced him to abdicate, leaving his own child to take the throne. Mary of Guise, a powerful French noblewoman, was the queen and later regent of Scotland, ruling for her young daughter, Mary, Queen of Scots. Her regency was consumed by the violent rise of the Protestant Reformation, placing her in direct conflict with the preacher John Knox. She tenaciously fought to preserve Scotland's Catholic faith and its alliance with France against rebellious lords. A shrewd and determined ruler, she ultimately could not stop the religious revolution that would transform Scotland forever. Babusha was a Naiman empress consort of the Mongol Yuan dynasty, the wife of Emperor Mingzong. After her husband's sudden death, she was caught in a deadly power struggle with a rival Empress Budashiri. Babusha bravely accused her rival of staging a coup and murdering the emperor. This bold accusation was her death sentence. To secure the throne for her own line, Budashiri had Babusha executed, silencing a dangerous accuser and ending her life in a brutal court purge. The Count of Saint Germain was a mysterious aristocrat who fascinated the royal courts of Europe. An accomplished alchemist, musician, and diplomat, his true identity and origins remain completely unknown. But the greatest mystery was his apparent immortality. Acquaintances swore he never aged, and he himself hinted at being centuries old. Voltaire famously called him the man who never dies. Whether a brilliant charlatan or a genuine immortal, the Count of Saint Germain is one of history's most profound and unsolvable enigmas.
If you liked the video, share it with your friends and do not forget to subscribe to my channel.